Okay, engine compartment of a 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner, real RM car. It is a real Roadrunner. It is not numbers matching. It's kind of a custom deal, a little tiny bit, but it has a lot of amenities to it. But this motor rocks. It is a built 440. It does have power steering. It has a set of ceramic coated long tube headers on it. It has a dual plane Mopar manifold on it, a Hawley vacuum secondary carburetor on it. New water pump. The motor's been out and completely freshened up top to bottom. Everything is new in this engine. Prestolite distributor, just the way it would have come from the factory. The correct cap. It does have a set of high silicone aftermarket plug wires on it. Electronic ignition to go along with it. New wiper motor. Dual stage master cylinder, which is also new with stainless steel brake lines coming off of it. No power booster on this one, but you don't really need it with a Mopar. Everything in this engine compartment is new. I mean, it's just everything. It's got a clutch fan on it, 26-inch high flow, high capacity radiator on it. Someone has added a overflow bottle to it so that instead of dripping on the ground, it'll just go into the bottle now like a modern day system does. It does have a fender tag on it. We didn't break it down. Devin will probably break it down, tell you what this car originated as, but I really don't know at this point. It does have the heat hooked up to the passenger compartment and still functional. Original washer bottle for the windshield. Correct purple Roadrunner horn. Radiator core support is totally undisrupted. It's never been bumped. It's never had any trauma involved with it. The whole front end of this car is just as nice and straight as you'd ever want to find. Let's see here. Looks like it has a newer set of belts on it. It has a big wheel on the power steering pump, which usually is indicative of 355 or 391 gears. I don't know what the ratio is. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The car runs like a top and it pulls like a freight train. So. Inner fender panels, there's no distress whatsoever to them. The finish on them is just as nice as it is on the outside of the car. It does have an isolator, heat isolator hood pad on it. The underfitment of this hood is painted just as the outside of the car is. Someone took a lot of care to go ahead and finish this car up very precisely. It even has the original rubber flap that seals here so that the air goes through the radiator instead of flowing underneath the hood. Fantastic engine compartment. These motors made in stock trim. A 440 was making 375 horsepower. Obviously, this is going to be somewhat over that, and they were grossly underrated anyway. So, I mean, I feel safe to tell you that the motor makes into the 400 horsepower range, especially with the intake carburetor, the exhaust manifolds that are on it now, and the exhaust system that's on it. And it does have a little bit more cam in it, so we're up into the fours somewhere. It's a great running car. Fantastic looking engine compartment. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go around the rest of it. Okay, we're at Hankster's at Daytona Beach, Florida. And we got a neat toy for you here today. A 69 Plymouth Roadrunner. A real RM car. It is a two-door hardtop. Fantastic color combination. A couple little custom additions to it that really give it some nice class. And we'll try to point them out for you. Obviously, this isn't the correct color combination, but it's a great, it's like a wine red metallic. Really a nice paint job on this car. Obviously, it's got silver striping on the hood as opposed to black, and it's gloss silver as opposed to a flat. Fitment of the hood to the cowl to the fender is just really as nice as you'd want to find. A little bit low on this side here, a little bit off there. This side here is a little high. That's why we got to adjust the hood a little bit, and then it'll be spot on. The gap, though, is the important thing, and it's about 1/8 of an inch the whole way around. You can see where it transitions onto the cowl area, and the fenders is just as precise a fit as you'd want. The only thing you have here is the height on it. It needs adjusted. It does have a light package on it. These are your fender-mounted turn signals that came as part of a light package that Mopar offered. Plymouth designation on the front. Oh, we got our little Roadrunner running here, and Roadrunner designation. Never came that way from the factory, but it's a nice addition. It really looks neat on the car. First time I've seen that, but it really has a nice look to it. Argent around the headlight buckets here. Nice original, just the way they should be. Nice rough finish to them. The anodization around the buckets themselves is just as it was when it was new. And also, all the trim around the grill is spot on. There's no dingies from stones being thrown up through the years. And the grill itself, usually these are deteriorated, and they're a combination of that argent finish and anodized aluminum. And this grill is absolutely as it was when it was new. You can't find a nicer grill than that, and they're very difficult to find where they're absolutely precise. That one is. Great looking front end on this car. Bumper, that baby's right on the money. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, both height-wise and laterally, that thing is fit precisely. It cannot fit any better. Amber lenses in the front for your parking lights. No chips on the front of the bumper. There's no scuffs on the top of the bumper either from some rocket scientist putting his feet up on it through the years. Nice looking front end on this car. I don't see anything at all other than a hood adjustment. There's a mark there. Little scuff there Jeff will have to wax out. Could be one of my fingerprints too. Great looking front end of this car. Let's go down the side, see if we can find something there for you. Okay, driver's side of our RM Roadrunner here. Side marker light, really nice. Wheel with molding, no dinghies, no marks, no door slams against it. Nice fitment here, fender to cowl, the hood, the door. Really nice fitment of the door up to the front fender. Our little Roadrunner doing his job there, running down the road, and Roadrunner designation. Tinted windshield in the front with the sunshade fade. Trim around the windshield. No dents, no marks whatsoever. Correct wiper arms and the argent blades that belong on them too. That's a great addition. The VIN tag is nice and clean and legible, where the metal part of the dash transitions to the base of the windshield. Really clean. The rubber area that's sealed down there is just nice as can be. Cannot get a nicer looking front dash on this thing. The pad itself is completely free of warpage or cracks. I don't see a single crack or mark on it. We'll check it once we're inside, but I don't see anything from out here. Trim around the wing area. It's just about as nice as you could find. Maybe a little tiny bit of patina that you won't even see. You got to really look to see it on the chrome part here of the wing. Correct style remote mirror. Tinted glass on the sides. The roof has no dents or deviations or anything on it. The roof's just as nice as you'd ever want to find. Drip rail molding. No dents in it from a little tiny one right here. Maybe a broom or something fell against it through the years. You have to get off at an angle and you have to get it in the correct light to see it, but it's there. The window fitment, look at that. That's what you like to see, is windows that fit like that and seal like that. You don't have to worry about any leakage. Wipes and whiskers on the tops of the doors. Absolutely brand new and nice and resilient yet. Door handles themselves are new. And paint on the door. Door fitment, look at that guy. Huh? That's sweet. Sail panel. No dents or deviations whatsoever in it. Absolutely none. Trim around the back window, around the back light. Again, as nice as you'd ever want to find. Original style with the speaker indents. Hat rack in the back, hat shelf, whatever you want to call it. And it's as new. There's no fade to it, or no distortion, no marks or anything on it. Looks like there's a set of aftermarket speakers hiding down inside there. You can look down through the vent and see it. Little lip on the back. Nice as you want to find. Tin. There's no Bondo anywhere in this guy either. Side marker lamp in the back, as nice as you'd ever hope to find. Side of this car, you can't say it's laser shaped because there is a contour to this vehicle. The rear sections of the quarters do swell out around the wheel wells to give you a lot more room to put some serious rubber on the back of this guy if you so choose. Got a set of, I'm going to call them 17-inch torque thrust polished aluminum wheels on it. You know, it's a really great wheel on these vehicles. Back in that era, it was either American Racing, Keystone Classics, or Krager SS's. This is an American Racing style wheel, and it just has a nice look to this car. Rocker panel molding on the side, doesn't have any dents in it from people whacking it with their heels through the years. Just a really nice straight car down the sides of it. The paint's very nice on this car. It's definitely above driver quality paint on this vehicle. Let's go out back, see what we can show you there. Okay, rear section of our 69 Roadrunner. Again, look at the fitment of this deck lid. Just like the hood. 1/8 of an inch the whole way around. And this one's tight. We don't have to adjust it. It's right on the money, just the way it should be. Trim around the taillight assemblies is nice, argent again, the way it should be. Nice, clear, shiny lenses. Same as this side. Again, the chrome around it also is, there's no patina whatsoever. It's all just as clean as you'd ever want to have. Roadrunner, and there he is with his helmet, getting ready for some action. Bumper fitment. And that guy's right on the money too. You're not going to fit that guy any better than it is right there. And height-wise, it's linear the whole way across this thing. Correct style, stainless exhaust tips coming out the back. They're that rectangular style tip that came out of these vehicles. Nice clear lenses for the backup lights. Chrome on the bumper. Again, the top part, no one's disrupted it through the years. There's no dingies or marks on the sides of it from someone backing into it or stones hitting it or whatever may have happened at some point of its life. Back end of this car is the same as the rest of it. You know, so far the only thing I think we found was got to adjust the hood a little bit. That's it. We got one more side to go. Okay, last side of our Roadrunner 69. Side marker light the same as the other side. I love it. Tin, no Bondo. Trim around the back window. Just as nice as you'd ever want to find. Sail panel the same as the other side. The paint on this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. Wheel lip molding on the back. That's 3 out of 3 so far we got that are right on the money. Wife's whiskers on this guy, the same as the other side. Tinted glass, window fitment. Look at this. Look how that fits, how everything seals up against the rubber that's there for your weather seal. Drip molding, absolutely no dents whatsoever on this side. The one I pointed out over there, I shouldn't even point it out because you can't even find it. I don't know if I could go back and find it again. That's how small it was. Trim on top of the doors, just as nice as you'd ever want to have. Quarter panel to door, look at this. That's amazing. New door handle on this side. Look at the fitment of this guy, huh? That is so sweet. Correct antenna. Trim around the front window. Correct wiper arms and blades. Roadrunner designation. Correct sticker on it. Okay, our last wheel lip molding here. Let's see what we can find. Nothing. That's 4 for 4. Side marker lamp. Turn signal indicator. Part of the light package. 383 designation on the side of it. That's totally wrong. It's a 440. I'd leave it the way it is. That's the way it's supposed to be. Nobody's going to know that you stand on this thing if there's a big difference. American torque thrust wheels on it. Again, no dents or dings on the rocker panel from someone's heels through the years. Paint on this car is very nice. It's not show quality, but again, it's much better than a driver quality paint job on the car. The fit and finish, other than adjusting the front part of the hood and the stops on it, that's it. That's all I could find on this car. It's a great looking car. It's got tinted glass. Has a lot of amenities to it. Has a little bit of customization done to it. You know, the color, the interior, which you'll see is not Roadrunner, but it's really high-end interior. And the chrome, the fit, the finish, everything on this is just as sweet as you'd ever want to find on a 69 Roadrunner. So it is not a numbers correct car. It is not a correct car per se, but it does have the fender tag on it. It is an RM car, so it is a real Roadrunner. It just does not have the correct number matching driveline in it. And of course the colors and the interior is a little bit different too. Fantastic car, rust free from what I can tell here. We'll see a little bit more once we get underneath this guy. But a great car. Take a look at it. I wish you could come down and take a look at it instead of just looking at the videos, but that's why we make these videos, so that you can go over them and go over all the still photos also. So when I'm showing you, Devin is also showing you in high resolution still photographs. So if I point to a door or show you a door here that I say that there's no marks in, get on there, take a look at the still photographs. You can blow them up, they're high resolution. Devin takes a picture of every inch of this car. Also the undercarriage, interior, everything. You'll see every little amenity on this car, every deviation, every little tiny thing. If there's fly dirt on it, you'll be able to pick it up from one of his photographs. So it's not only what I'm showing you, you're also going to go back and say, oh, let me see if there's, you know, what that little dinghy is on that side of the drip rail molding, which you probably won't be able to find even. That's why we're doing these, so you have all the information that you can possibly have if you can't come down and see the car in person, which is what we encourage. That way you can drive it, put it up on a rack, take all day looking at it if you want, and then you know exactly what you're getting. It's here at Hanksters in Daytona Beach. Okay, this is the interior of our slight customization 69 Roadrunner, but it is a real Roadrunner. Headliner, tight as a drum, nice as can be. Everything's nice on the stitching, and absolutely like new sun visors on it. A dome light that's actually working. How about that in a Mopar? A dome light that works. The headliner where it goes back by the rear window is nice and clean and not wrinkled up or distorted in any way. The back seat and the front seat are a custom set of seats. I don't know what they're out of. They have like a tweed material in the center, the inset, and obviously it's got black piping with a light tan bolster on it. Same thing for the back, same thing with the accentuated piping. Really a great looking interior in this car. Really comfortable too. There's a lot of padding, a lot of resilience to the seat. It does have a huge glove compartment and armrest area in the center here. Two nice cup holders too. There's a nice addition to any vehicle. The trim around the windows is as nice as you'll ever find. The dash pad, there's no marks whatsoever. I didn't think there were because I looked through the window, but a lot of times you can't see them until you see them at an angle, and there's absolutely nothing. This pad's as nice and clean as you'd ever hope to find one. The gauge cluster itself is nice and clean. It has the temp gauge, it has the amp, and it also has fuel gauge, and they all function as they should, I'm sure. The steering wheel, which is usually, these things are cracked at least in 2 or 3 places. It is an original Mopar wheel. It is not cracked in any place. It's absolutely undisrupted. Even the horn ring in the center, just as clean as can be. The tri-spoke with the little Roadrunner designation in the center. Geez, oh man. It's got a real high-end radio in it by the looks of it. I don't see a CD player. I'm sure there's got to be something with it, but it looks like a real high-end radio. I know there were some expensive looking speakers peeking down through the little cracks where the speaker enclosures are in the back. How about this? I never saw this before either. This has real lumber on the side of the and across the whole dash. Wow. Instead of being just vinyl, that is real wood. This is real wood on the dashboard. Roadrunner designation over there with our little Roadrunner with the helmet. Glove compartment. You know, the doors have wood grain on them also. That's a little different though. That is genuine imitation wood. Same at the back. There's armrests in the back, and they're just as new and fresh as can be. They are the molded style, and they have wood grain on the side of them, just like the doors have on them. They match right into each other. But that is real wood on the dash. Cut pile carpeting in it, a full complement of seat belts, back and front. Seat belts in both of them. This side here is retractable. This thing has about everything you'd want in in a Roadrunner, in addition to, and the most important thing in the whole vehicle, is this little 3-pedal thing right here. Nice flat Hurst shifter in it, Mopar tranny, remote adjust mirror, all new rubbers and seals on this vehicle everywhere. Everything is new and resilient and sweet as you'd hope to find anywhere. It's a great vehicle. It's got a great interior in it. No, it is absolutely not correct for a 69 Roadrunner, but it adds a lot of class to what they didn't do to a Roadrunner. You never see real wood on the dash. You never see actuated, accented door panels with wood grain in them. Those, by the way, also have the molded armrest pads on them, and the chrome behind there, which is usually deteriorated front and back, is absolutely like brand new. Also, your door actuators and your window cranks are all new on this vehicle. You couldn't find a nicer, straighter, cleaner Roadrunner than this. This is a very nice car. It has a lot of amenities to it. It has a little bit of customization here and there, but it's one of a kind. And if you're interested in a real special Roadrunner with a real special toy right here, take a look at it on your Hangster's website, Daytona Beach, Florida. We're in our 69 Roadrunner. It's wine burgundy with silver stripes. Really neat. Beep beep horn, works like it should. We have a, those are flashers, I'm sorry, you don't need that. Where the hell's the wipers? There they go. Wipers work just the way they should. We have turn signal left, just working away there. Turn signal right, working away there. You can see the alternator gauge is working. Gas, which is a little under half, which is unusual for us. We're usually under a quarter. Temperature just starting to rise up. Has an aftermarket radio in it, which I have no idea how it works. Remote control mirror, works just like it should. It's a nice car. It's a nice straight car. Has a nice sound to it. Just gonna go for a ride and see what it runs like. Let go of the steering wheel here in a second. I just have to get off of this grade, otherwise it'll pull to the left. Everything does. And we should be able to go here. Okay, now we're good. Okay, let's try brakes, no hands. Stop straight. Just need some gas. Nice running car. Temperature's coming up just like it should. It's not overheating. It runs straight and true. No shakes, shimmies, rattles, squeaks. Absolutely nothing. It's a nice running car. Real torquey. Of course, it would be torquey. It's a 440 Mopar. Gotta watch. There's a lot of traffic out today. Can't really get on this thing hard. Nice torquey motor. Shifts nice and smooth. Nice long Hurst shifter the way it is. Check this out. One of the old style Hurst knobs. Hurst shift knobs. Neat. T-handle. Hurst T-handle. And again, goes down the road straight as an arrow. Still not touching the steering wheel. Yeah, but we gotta get back. It's starting to rain. Look. See it on the windshield? Okay, we're underneath our somewhat customized 69 Roadrunner, a real RM Roadrunner. It is not a numbers matching car, but it does have a fresh 440 in it, done from the oil pan to the air cleaner. Everything in that motor is fresh. It is a 4-speed car. Of course, it has a Chrysler tranny in it, heavy-duty sway bar in the front, brand new set of backing plates, rotors, and calipers on it. New shocks also in the front. Ceramic coated headers, about 1 3/4 inch long tube design. The starter is wrapped with some high temp shielding. The collectors are 3-inch. It go into 2.5-inch primary pipes. The subframes in the front, real nice. I don't see any marks at all on them. No, I mean, they're really, really nice. The drop parts on the fender wells where they come down, no one's made any attempt to jack it up on those through the years also. Everything appears to be really nice on the front end of this. The tie rod ends are all new, you can see that. I think the power steering links, your pitman arm and your idler arm. The idler arm definitely is new. That one may be original, but it's hard to tell. It's pretty fresh looking, so it may have been replaced. The floor pans on this car have been replaced. You can see that it has new floor pans, new floor structures put on from the very, very front at the firewall back to this point right here. From here on, they appear to be all original. They still have the original sound deadener undercoating on them that Mopar supplies with the vehicles from new. It does have a functional parking brake cable also, and it is the original cable yet, still intact. It does have the original brake lines with the wire wound line, also the original fuel line on that side. The structural parts that go onto the floor pans themselves are undisrupted. They're really nice, very, very well done job putting these floor pans in this vehicle. New drive shaft, new U-joints on it, no leaks on the tail shaft of the transmission or the speedometer gear set up on it, or the transmission itself, or bell housing area, or engine. You can see everything on this vehicle is dry, at least at this point. That doesn't mean a year from now or 2 years from now you won't find drips in the garage. It's kind of inherited with a muscle car, these old vehicles, but at this point there are no leaks in this vehicle. Has a set of under chassis mufflers. I think they say accelerator on them, but nice set of mufflers. They look like a nice set of. They have a nice tone to them. Under chassis muffler. The torque boxes in the front part of the springs are just as nice as you'd ever want to find. The subframe structures that go onto the floor pans themselves and transition up over the rear axle are really nice on the vehicle. I don't see anything that's really disrupted on them the whole way back through. They're in excellent condition. Gas tank could be a replacement. I can't really tell, but it doesn't have any marks on it. It's painted black at this point. It's pretty nice condition, so it's probably a new one. The springs themselves have a nice arch to them yet. Multi-leaf rear spring suspension in this vehicle. It does have a set of air shocks in the back that don't appear to have any air in them at this point. But you can certainly add it if you wanted to adjust the ride height to the rear of this vehicle. The exhaust system you can see is entirely new. Everything on it is absolutely new. We haven't done anything to touch it up even. It's just the way it is. Drop downs in the quarters are original and really nice. Floor pan in the trunk appears to be original yet. I don't see any place where it's been put in. If they did an exemplary job on it. The exhaust tips that going off the 2 1/4-inch pipes that transition out of the muffler are the correct style Mopar tips that came out of there. Drum brakes in the back, heavy duty Chrysler rear end in it, 8 3/4-inch Mopar rear differential. White letter tires on the inside. I don't know if we'll leave them black walls or flip these guys around and put white letters on the outside, but they are BFG radial TAs, front and rear, white letters on the inside. I guess it's a buyer's preference what they decide they want. Nice undercarriage of the vehicle. There was a pan replacement that was done for both sides and very professionally done. I mean, you can see that it's been done, but it's been welded in its entirety, and everything is structurally as strong or stronger than it was when it was produced new by Chrysler. It's a very nice undercarriage. You can see it is completely dry. It's just a nice car under here. I don't see anything that's detrimental at all. The substructure that goes across the back that ties into 2 subframes is just as nice as you'd ever want to hope to find one. Really nice looking old Mopar here. I don't see anything that really needs addressed at this point. Pretty nice car. Take a look at it. It's here at Hankster's, Daytona Beach.